important do you think pricing actually is from a customer perspective, and when, you know, selling across your customer base?
Yeah, it's really interesting, because if you look at what actuaries spend time, we already talked about a lot of time on data and manipulating data and getting it right. And then we can spend a lot of time looking at assumptions and trying to form them and get a view on the future. Interestingly, the thing that really determines whether we're going to succeed or fail is how much we sell. And it's one of the areas that actuaries spend the least time on, is looking at things like elasticity to price or other factors of the sales outcomes. And yet that's a big drive, both in terms of the expenses that are generated or not generated. And in a new business, expense overrun's a bigger problem than mortality risk. So we spend, funnily enough, some time on things that are far less important sometimes. But the price is important, because ultimately the premium we're charging generates the profitability that we make. And there's lots of debate in the industry about what a appointed actuary should sign off in different environments, and in some environments and some segments it's absolutely pricing, in others it's not pricing. And, you know, I have a view that you make or break, you make money or don't make money, and you run out of cash because of your pricing, not because of your liabilities, looking at what you sold. So it's clearly important, but price isn't the only dynamic that customers look at either. And if you think of a retail advised market, you know, great relationship and great services that an insurer provides to a distributor, or great services in some way that an insurer can demonstrate that it's providing to its customer, overcome price. You know, we pay completely different amounts for a hamburger in McDonald's to in a fancy restaurant, and yet the ingredient cost is not very different. So it would pay us to remember that it's not just about the actual pricing of the product. The other thing is, you know, in a direct market, sometimes that convenience of being able to buy, people actually don't think about price or look very hard at it, but they want to know that they're getting what they perceive to be a fair deal. But what's a fair deal for you is different to what's a fair deal for me. So it's again back to understanding the customer, the way they decide, or the distributor and their influence on the question of buying, and then factoring that into how we go to market, including on price.